Hello and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Monday the 1st of March. What's in the news? Well, Trump has come out of his hidey hole, but I don't want to talk about him, so we'll just ignore that. I've just got back from work and I wanted to tell you a little bit about the motorbike taxis here in Thailand. Sometimes you really need to use them because actually nowadays we do have a much better subway system and SkyTrain system, but still from time to time you need to use the motorbike taxis. They wear orange vests and they sit at the end of lanes and you agree a price and get on the back and they take you to where you want to go, and they are insane. I mean, they drive at speeds you cannot imagine, and they don't really take account of the fact that they have a passenger on board. Well, recently I've noticed lots more women drivers. More women are taking this profession up. I mean, they're still in a minority, I guess, but certainly there are many more than there used to be. And I've been out to work twice and used those services twice in the last week, and each time I had a woman driver. And if you are thinking that they might be less insane because they are women, you are wrong. Really, they are equally as insane as their male counterparts, proving feminism, I think, equal opportunity to be crazy. They certainly are. You might think, oh, being women drivers, they might be a bit safer, a bit more, less reliant on speed and driving through gaps that are narrower than the motorbike itself. But no, I was almost killed this morning when my woman driver overtook the car and failed to see the car in front was braking heavily. I pushed her in the back to warn her because we were going faster as the car in front was going slower. We did manage to slow down just in time. She was very apologetic afterwards, but being apologetic won't bring me back to life, will it? Anyway, the Bangkok. If you've ever considered getting on a Bangkok motorbike taxi, if you're not a resident of the city, I wouldn't recommend it. But for those of us that live here, sometimes you just have to do it. Take your life in your hands. Okay, today's Sudoku puzzle is easy, so we're going to welcome beginners, I guess. Okay, I had to do an edit there because I actually almost finished the Sudoku puzzle, but the camera stopped recording again. This has let me down a couple of times now, and so I've got to start all over again because I can't go back to where I was. I'd already written in most of the numbers, and the camera stopped recording quite some time before, so it's impossible for me to kind of rewind. So I've got to start again, unfortunately. It is an easy puzzle. If you're a beginner, you'll like it. There's no, I didn't need any candidates or pencil marks. If you're wondering what they are, don't worry, you won't need them, so nothing to worry about at the moment. It's a game that we can just go through, even if you're a beginner. So just to explain the rules quickly, we have a large grid with numbers 1 to 9 in each box here, like this. So each segment needs numbers 1 to 9. We also look at the columns, which have numbers 1 to 9, and there are only 9 squares, by the way, and the rows where there are 9 squares, and so we have to fill in numbers 1 to 9. Because there are only 9, it can only be done one time, and this exclusivity is what allows us to find the numbers generally. I'm getting a humming. Oh my, it's getting quite warm in the room here now, so the fan is turned on. Never mind. Right, where do we go? How do we find these numbers? Well, for example, we look at this 2, and we understand that 2 cannot appear again in this column, right? And 2 is already in this column, so can't appear again here. And if we then focus on this segment here, which does not yet have a 2, we can see that 2 can't appear here, or here or here, right? It's blocked in those locations. So there's only one square left, this square here, has to be a 2. So we can write that in. Okay, this 8 runs across here like this, and this 8 runs across here. So we're looking at the row. 8 can only appear one time. It can't appear again here. And this 8 blocks these 3 squares. So 8 has to appear in that location there, like so. There's a 4 in this column here, and if we extend it up to the top, and a 4 in this column here, this 4 blocks these 2 squares, and this 4 blocks these 3 squares. So that's the only place a 4 can go. There's a 1 in this column, row, sorry, going across here, and there's a 1 in this row going across here. So we are blocked here and blocked here, leaving these 2. But if you look here, we have an intersecting 1, meaning 1 can't be in this square here. So 1's got to be in that square there. Oh, I am getting warm now. I don't really want to turn on the air conditioning because it's too noisy for the recording, so I'm doing this in the summer heat. Okay, there's a 4 across here, so these 2 squares are blocked, and there's a 4 here, so these 3 squares are blocked. So a 4 has to appear in that location there. I can hear the sound of the ice cream bell, which is just not helping. I'm really hot already. There's a 4 in this row already, and a 4 in this row already, and a 4 in this column. So we are blocking here, and blocking here. So that's the only possible location for a 4, and we can write it in now. This 7 here blocks these 3 squares. So 7 has to appear here, like this. Now we can get this number here because there are 3 numbers left in this segment. So we can decide what they are by counting around. So 1, 2, we don't have a 3 yet, 4, we don't have a 5 yet, and 9 we don't have. So the missing numbers here are, in these 3 squares, are 3, 5, and 9. Okay, now if you're observant, you may have noticed that this 9 blocks this square, and this 5 blocks the same square. 3, 5, and 9 are missing here, but we have 2 numbers blocking 1 square. So if that's the case, we have 3 numbers, and 2 numbers are blocking. It has to be the other number, the third number. So we know that's going to be a 3. Okay, now we can find out this number down here because we know that these 2 numbers are 5 and 9, right? We don't know which is which, but we know it's 5 and 9. So if we count through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do we have a 6? No, we don't have a 6 yet. The others we have 7, 8, and 9 is one of these squares. So 6 is the missing number for this column here. This 4 leads up into this column here, and there's a 4 blocking along the top. So that's the only place a 4 can go now. If we take that 4 and drag it back along this row here, and this 4 along this row here, we can see a 4 has to appear here because 4 is blocking, this 4 blocks these 3 squares, and this 4 blocks these 3 squares. Like so. I think that's all the 4s now, so we don't have to worry about the number digit 4 anymore. It's done already. Now, we know that these 2 numbers are 5 and 9, right? Do you remember earlier we said 5 and 9 are missing from here? Okay. Now, we have a 5 in this segment already. So if you remember, a 5, each number can only appear 1 time within its region in a segment. So we have a 5 here precluding 5 from any of these squares. So if that's the case, 5 can't be here or here. So 5 has to be here because we've got 5 and 9, right? So that's got to be a 5. And this has got to be a 9, like so. And when we take this 9 and extend it back across here, and the 9 we just filled in and extend that back across here, we are blocking here, blocking here. We have a 9 in this column. If we bring that down, we're blocking here. So blocked, blocked, and blocked. There's only one place a 9 can go. There's one number missing from this row. If we count through, we'll find it's a 2. We have 1. We have all of the other numbers, but we don't have a 2, so we can fill that in now. This 2 comes right along this row here, doesn't it? So 2 blocks this, this, and this, but we don't have a 2 in this segment yet, so we can fill in a 2 there. What are the missing numbers in this column? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we have a 7? No. 8 we have. Do we have a 9? No, we don't. But so 7 and 9 are the two missing numbers here and here. But we can see there's already a 9 blocking here, and there's a 9 in here. So this definitely can't be a 9. So that has to be a 7, and 9 is our last number down here. When we take this 9 and extend it up here, these three columns can't, these three squares in this column can't be a 9. This 9 here intersects, blocking this square, so 9 has to be here. Okay, there are two numbers missing here. Okay, so we can find out this number for sure because there are two numbers missing here. Whatever they are, we can find out what two numbers they are, and we can look at this segment and decide what this number is because it will be the only remaining number. I hope you understood that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 we don't have yet. 7 we don't have yet. So these two numbers have to be 6 or 7. Can we tell which they are? No, we can't because we don't have any intersecting 6 or 7s. But we must know this number because it's the only one remaining from this segment. 1, 2, we don't have a 3. This is 6 or 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have the others. So this has to be a 3. I have a feeling I'm missing something fairly easy, but I'm not seeing it right now because the sweat is starting to drip down. I'm starting to get very hot here. Okay. I know I'm missing something because I have done this puzzle once and it really wasn't too difficult, so I did it without using candidates before, so should be able to do it again. I just need to open my eyes, even though I'm solving it in a different way. By the way, I'm not doing it in the same way that I did it the first time. I'm coming up with numbers in a different order, a different way, but Sudoku is like that. You know, you can solve it in any way that you want to, any way that you find satisfying, I guess. Alright, let's see what numbers are missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 are missing here. Do we have anything giving us that? 5 or 6? No. Okay, so we have a 5 in this segment already. Now we don't have a 5 in this column yet, you agree? But we have a 5 here. So this square and this square can't be 5 because it's in the same segment as this. We have a 5 blocking this square here, so that can't be a 5. So these two and that square can't be a 5. So that is our 5 here. And the last number is a 6. Goes there. Yeah. Okay, 5 down here and 5 down here. So this column is 5, this column is 5, and this 5 across the top here means that has to be a 5 down there. And when we bring this back across, these two squares are blocked because of 5. This 5 blocks these two squares, and so a 5 you will see has to go there. When we take this 5 up the column, it blocks these 3 squares, leaving only that place there for a 5. Bring the 5 back along. This 5 here blocks the middle row, so 5 has to be the number there. We look down here and we find that we don't yet have a 9. The two missing numbers are 3 and 9. 1, 2, we don't have 3. We also don't have 9 in this column, but 9 intersects here, so that can't be a 9, so 9's got to be there. The last remaining number is 3, so we can fill that in. How's my video going? Yep, still recording. Glad to hear it. See what I'm missing here. 6. Okay. In this row here, we don't yet have a 1, but there is a 1 intersecting here and a 1 intersecting here. So excluding this square and this square, that has to be our 1 for this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 and 9 are our missing numbers. Do we know which is which? Yes, because we have a 9 here block. Oh! Okay, we have a 9 blocking here. We also have a 9 here, so 9 can't be in this segment here. So that has to be our 9, and that has to be our 6. Back up here now, this 8 I just noticed blocks these two squares here, and so 8 has to appear here. When you bring that 8 down, 8's going to be here because this 8 blocks these two squares. What's the missing number in this column here? It's a 2, isn't it? So we can put the 2 in here, and the last number for this segment is 3, so we can fill that in. 3. There's one number missing at the end here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6. We don't have a 6 yet, so we can fill that in. 6. You know, if you want to check that you're doing okay, 6, 6, 6. You know, look around the grid. If you're a beginner, it's important that you keep checking that you haven't made mistakes. This one, sorry. See, I almost made a mistake there. Sorry, this 9 rather blocks this square here, so we can put a 9 up here, and there's one number missing here, which is 3, so we can fill that in now. We're going to move across now over this side, I think, and see what's missing over here. You know, you have to keep kind of moving around the grid. Make sure you don't just get stuck in one place. 2, 7, 8. We don't have 8 yet. Okay, so there's in this row we are missing 2, 7, and 8. But there's an 8 intersecting here and an 8 intersecting here, so that has to be 8. Now we've done that, we've got a 2 intersecting here, so that 2 is there, and the 7 is the last number. When we've done that 7, we bring it down. We don't yet have a 7 in this segment, so 7's got to be here. The last number is 6, so we can fill that in now. So we're almost there. You can see only a few more numbers to go. You're nearly at your first successful Sudoku puzzle. Don't give up now. It's all downhill from here, hopefully. All right. What else do we need? What are we missing? What's wrong here? 1, 3. Okay, so there is a. Nope. Mustn't jump too quickly in my eagerness to finish. That's a danger as well. Sometimes if you're eager to get it completed, you could slip and make a rather rudimentary error. So something to watch out for. I'm missing something I'm clearly missing something fairly easy here, but I'm not sure what it is. Okay, let's move back. I'm stuck in the wrong place. That's my problem here. See, I've not taken my own advice. I got stuck looking down here when I should have been looking in a different place altogether. This segment here doesn't yet have an 8, but there's an 8 intersecting here, and so 8's got to go there. The last remaining number is 1. Now that we've done that, that 1 comes across, blocking these 3 numbers. Places rather. This 1 blocks this square, so 1 has to appear here. When we take that back up and this one back up, 1 appears here. There's one last number here, which is 3, so we can fill that in now. Okay, what are the missing numbers here? 2 and 7, do we know? No, we don't yet. Okay, so, all right, but we're missing 2 and 7 here, and also along here. You'll see more about this kind of pattern as you play the game, but you'll notice that this 2 intersects here. So 2, in fact we can fill in the 2 already. 2 blocks these 2 squares, so 2 has to come here like this. So from our 2, 7 here, that's got to be 2, that's got to be 7, and this has to be 7 down here. And the last remaining number here is 6 in this segment. When we take that 6 up blocks that square there. So the last number is 3, and that's your very first Sudoku puzzle finished. Or if you've played a couple of easy games before and you know, watched this video, then congratulations, well done, got through it, and it was painless, wasn't it? Hopefully it was fairly satisfying. The joy comes later, I think, when you start to see more and more logic and see how it applies to this game. It's a great game. I recommend you try it. Don't let it rule your life, though, of course. Let's be balanced about these things. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.